you for clicking on this video. And please, as you join in, I want you to like this video, share on all your social media platforms. At the same time, also, please subscribe to this channel. That we are not going to be relenting. We are not relenting anymore. We want to begin to solve problems. We have talked about problems for so long. We have been complaining about them. We have been posting on social media. We have been talking. We have been abusing. And we have been focusing on irrelevancies and focusing on the wrong things. But now we want to begin to talk about how we can solve these problems. Right from the time I began to, do my broadcast and talk actively about Biafra project, I always come with solutions. And in fact, I put up a proposal, which of course one of our sisters was reminding me yesterday again about that proposal, which could solve these problems of killings in our bushes, killings, ritual killings, and all of this stuff that go with the narrative of Fulani project and the narrative of our politicians and those people who have given themselves over to the devil in our midst, who have given themselves over to evil, to cause mayhem and to cause abomination in our lands. And I want to tell you guys something. Anywhere blood is shed, that blood must be avenged. That's the truth. Blood is spiritual. It is not just a liquid you see, it's life. Once it is off the body, the life goes. And once it is cut off, then that means there's no remedy to it. That is why we don't take these things very easy. We have to be very, very focused about this matter right now and see to it that we get results very quickly. And that's why I've come to make this. My purpose of this video today, I'm sorry, please. The purpose of this video today is to get us all to be alert and to get us all to, I had to increase the light, to get us all to sit up and do the right thing. That is the purpose of this video. And I want to make you understand something today, that the more we sit down and look at things and complain about things and allow the evil people to continue their wickedness and their evils, the more we continue to be. Haven't you noticed something, that the more we complain about Nigeria, the more things are getting worse? You know why? It is not in the DNA of the evil people to correct anything that is complained about, or to take action to correct some stuff that are wrong, or some things that are illegal, or things that are evil. Someone who is into evil will naturally increase evil, because it is what you are used to doing that you will keep doing. And in fact, anytime you talk about evil and you complain about evil, the evildoer increases. He increases his the velocity, he increases the template, he increases the force to which he executes evil, because his DNA is programmed for evil. You cannot. That is why when you see the funny thing they do in Nigeria, telling you about what they call it now. They said they are rehabilitating the Fulani herdsmen or the Fulani killers and terrorists, telling you about rehabilitating the DNA of these people who are being called, who are terrorists, who the so-called Nigeria government say they are rehabilitating. Their DNA is programmed to commit evil from childhood. These are killers. I don't know what is wrong with us, and we look at these things and we turn a blind eye, and we continue to do ourselves the disservice of destroying ourselves by even betraying ourselves. Look at Mazen Mbekano, look at where he is today. Every Fulani terrorist you see out there today was recruited or was brought into the fold of the terrorism from childhood. They have been training. In fact, the generation of those ones who joined when they were adults is gone. Now it is children, and these ones are brutal because their DNA is corrupted and automatically programmed to kill and destroy. They can never do anything right in any community. They can never do anything right in any community. That is the truth. So when you see people who are evil, committing atrocities and evil, it is for your information, especially when that evil is a complex one. Those who have sold their souls, who have made oath to evil, covenants and evil altars to do some stuff and to to keep to or to carry out an obeisance towards a particular evil. Whenever you see people swear an oath to a particular thing, they are bound to carry it out, especially when they swear oath to evil. You know why? Because evil has a way of destroying instantly when you swear oath to it. It is automatic. In fact, it is the evil that kill more the people who swear oath to it. So you must understand that when we find people in our land who are into ritual killings and who are committing atrocities, these people have it in their DNA. They Anybody who swears to carry out evil or who swears an oath to commit evil, because before you see a ritualist, they already swore to an oath of what they want to do, their allegiance to the evil force that will control them and use them. And once they swear an oath to those evil forces possess them, and they would continually do that evil. They would continually do the evil. They would continually do the evil. And if we must move ahead, it is not about complaining. It is not about writing on social media. It is not about posting the videos and telling people we must wake up, look at what is happening. No, it is about us now taking action, very cogent action from the grassroots. What I mean by the grassroots, our communities, in our hometowns, in our villages, from from where we come from the places where we originated, from our source. Every one of us have a hometown, especially Biafrans. I'm talking to Biafrans right now. Other people, other nations too, can tap into this, what I'm saying right now, but I'm concerned about my people because charity begins at home. We must go back to Biafraland, even if you are abroad. I'm not saying physically living abroad and coming down. No, what I am saying is we must connect and begin to initiate a very complex and strategic program that would help to secure our lands from our communities. We can talk about the overall security of Biafraland without beginning a community project or program that would help us to expand our scope of security. And these are some of the things I've talked about, especially when Mazina Mikano was kidnapped in Extraordinary Rendition. I was talking about these things, and these are the things I expected. I wanted, when I was with Simon, I expected him to understand, and I was bringing up to the people, I was bringing up to them, I was telling them these are the things we should do. And they were concerned about getting people and giving them arms because they want to secure, they want to keep showing that they are active so that people will be contributing. That's not the focus. We want to do some stuff, and Mazina Mikano, as our leader, is in detention. We must do some stuff to protect our communities so that when he's coming back, or from the point of the community protection, we can have a base of a force collectively that can even help to get Mazina Mikano out. It's as simple as that, but it takes courage to do it. Now look at what is happening. In fact, I was listening to you of course, yesterday I was talking about the man, the ritualists, the Enugu guy and the one in Aba at Ariaria Market who engaged in, killing, and the little girl they wanted to take away, and kill also, now exposed them. And they talked about a boy who just wrote exams and was going home, and they took him, and he's writing the WAEC, and he was killed. And these are the few we know. Now, this is what one group is doing. We have other groups that are into ritual killings in our land that are also committing atrocities that have not yet been exposed. In fact, when you get to one, there are still a lot in the bush. When you catch a bird, there are lots of birds in the bush. When you catch a ritualist, there are lots of them out there, because it's a chain, it's a network that operates not by one person, it's operated by a syndicate. It operates by a syndicate that is complex, because they lay down complex rules. When it comes to wickedness, they obey rules and structure. When it comes to evil programming, look at what the contraption is about. Look at what the British have done. Look at what the colonial masters are doing and have done in Africa. You see the structure is embedded. They use institutions. They use bureaucracies. They use, bureaucracy to operate in the institutions they set down, because structure has a way of permanently putting down, or structure has a way of permanently setting, you know, a right, or putting a base on the program you have. The problem with us, especially those of us who are standing on the path of truth, or who are confused about what we even stand for, the problem we have, especially those people who are thinking of, who are genuine, but maybe some of us are being misled. The problem we have is that we find it very difficult to want to sit down patiently, set up a structure and a system that will help us succeed. We want to do things, but we don't want to be structurally positioned or structurally set to do the things we want to do and do them rightly. But when the evil people are going to organize themselves, they set themselves structurally. Look at the Abuja Declaration stuff. In fact, I was looking at it on the internet. I typed up Abuja Declaration. Did you know that even Google and all their groups are refusing to really bring out that Abuja Declaration of the IOC, also, or OIC, Organization of Islamic Conference, or something, or cooperation? They refuse to bring out. They will tell you about Abuja Declaration of some stuff. You now have to type and say, okay, the Islamic Abuja Declaration stuff, before they will now bring it up, because they are hiding vital information. Formerly, 2 years ago or 3 years ago, once you type Abuja Declaration, it comes up. But now they have told Google, or they have paid Google, or whatever they have done, to keep that information at the side, unless you put it deeper before you get that information. Once you type Abuja Declaration, it doesn't come out. It doesn't bring you that fundamental. It brings you some other information about it again in another way, until you write Islamic meeting or Islamic IOC Abuja Declaration 1989 and 1991. That's when they will now bring you the information, and they will bring it in a way, paint it in a way as if they are talking about unity. These people are structured, they are complex, they are manipulators, they exude deception and manipulate their way through structures to carry out harm on us. What are we doing? We sit down, we come on social media and we talk, and then we talk about Ago, we talk about Bedike, we talk about them. Then somebody comes and makes noise on social media. We don't ask what is the structure on ground. We just say, give him money. We begin to fund him. Do what you are doing. Oh, we are behind you. We are with you. Oh, we have killed one military somewhere. Hey, yes, we are behind you. Oh, you are going on. Hey, Amadio, what they call Simon. I don't even know their names. They just hail. They are not asking what is the structure you have on ground. If we are going to give you monies for what you need to do, we know that the enemies are structured, which means to defeat them, you have to have a superior structure and strategy. They are very strategic. How do you defeat your enemies? You need to be more strategic, especially knowing what they can do and how you can counter what they do by building up a better narrative or idea above what you know they can do. Bringing intelligent people who can create and imagine and understand what these criminals could do, and also from that imagination create ideas that will help to counter them. These are the way it's supposed to be done. All we see on social media is people talking about Ago Ebedike. Nobody's asking what is the structure on ground. Everybody is hailing one killing of one soldier somewhere, or one killing of one burning of one vehicle somewhere. Nobody is asking what is the structure on ground. Then the politicians begin to expand their programs. The ritualists begin to expand their programs. The enemies begin to utilize our lapses and begin to utilize them against us. Every day, children are missing. Every day, pregnant women are missing. Every day, parents are missing. Every day, loved ones are missing. We begin to lose people. Nobody is saying anything. You just come on social media and post on social media, missing person, and then you write some story. If you find him, you come to the police station. That is all. Police investigation ends at the point when you don't give them money, they don't go anymore. In fact, when you don't give them money to mobilize them to go and look for your missing child for you, they can't even go anywhere. Even if they know where the child is, you must give them money to go to that place. Even if you know the child is kidnapped somewhere, you must give them money to go to that place. The system has been so corrupted that the evil people are thriving. Someone can carry human head in a vehicle and pass and go. In a community, nobody knows. goes into his compound, carries somebody, a kidnapped person, take them through the community, drive. People will greet them on the way. They will drive with the person in the boot or somewhere hidden in the vehicle and go into their compound, bury the person alive in their compound. Nothing happens. Nobody knows. Nobody knows. And how do you think that we can grow and succeed in such kind of situation? Let me tell you one story in the Bible. The day Israel was fighting a war with a particular nation, and Israel was defeating them. Let me tell you the value of blood and understanding what blood can do. Israel was defeating these people. God was giving them the strength. God gave them the strength, the energy to defeat these people. I'm going to look for this verse or the chapter where it is in the Old Testament and tell you the next time I'm going to be broadcasted. Now Israel was given the power, and Israel was defeating these people. The moment the king of that nation saw that they were being defeated and the devastation was massive, he was losing lots of soldiers. The blood was being shed anyhow everywhere and all of that. Israel was defeating them because God had put them, above and given them the upper hand over them. And he knew that he needed to do something radical to carry out a spiritual, especially that thing that is radical, connected to an error. You know what he did? He took his son and sacrificed his son on the altar. As soon as he sacrificed his son, did you know that the war turned? Israel started losing. Suddenly Israel withdrew. God became angry with Israel. Now, God, oh my God, God that empowered Israel to defeat those people. As soon as the man killed his son and sacrificed his son, God became angry with Israel, and God started dealing with Israel. Israel had to withdraw. You don't know that? It's in the Bible. I'm going to tell you the chapter. I'm going to tell you where it is. It's in the Bible. When people commit atrocious acts in our communities and shed innocent blood in those communities, in our communities, there is an abomination already. What makes you think that we're having many things going wrong in our communities? Some people are committing abomination in our communities, in our villages. Ritual killings are going on. We are careless about it, and that is why the blood is angry with us in our communities. Wrong things keep happening in our communities. Things begin to go wrong in our communities. We are wondering, and it shows from our communities until it becomes a national thing. That's why the whole of Biafraland is so porous that Fulanis can enter, because we have already they have already pushed us by the genocidal war against Biafra of 1967. They pushed us to the point of desperation for survival until we became our own doom. We became our own undoing. We started engaging in evil. We started engaging in ritual killings. We started engaging in shedding innocent blood. As soon as we did that, we polluted our land. We destroyed the edge. We broke the edge. We caused the land to be powerless. And then now Fulanis can enter. Remember, there was a time that the Fulanis wanted to enter and invade our land. Bees chased them away. Now our land had been corrupted by us. They made us, they pushed us to the point of being hungry. Pushed us to the point of, desperation. Pushed us to the point where we became so desperate. We wanted to make ends meet by all means. We wanted to survive by all means. They pushed us to that point. As soon as they pushed us to that point, they wanted us. You don't know that the British don't know what they did? The British, using Nigeria contraption, do you know why they keep their people hungry? Do you know why? Did you know why the colonial masters always want the people to be poor? Did you know why? They know that when you are poor, you will be desperate. When you are desperate, you will do the wrong things. And when you do the wrong things, you will destroy the protection in your land, and the gods will not protect you anymore. The God that protects your land, Chukokike, will not protect you anymore. When we say gods, we're talking about the beings and the angels God sends that are working for him in our lands. Every land has an angel. That's what we call an angel. That's what people call gods. So when we say gods, we're not talking about idols. We're not talking about those evil forces that people are worshiping. No, we're talking about Chukwokike and his the agents working for him, the angels who are securing each of our communities. When we commit atrocious acts, suddenly the edge is broken in our communities. Fulanis now are coming into our bushes without any repercussion. Don't you know that's the reason why we have this massive influx of evil people in our communities? Some of you don't know why this is happening. You don't know that the reason why the Fulanis could enter is because the colonial masters made us break the edge. They made us commit sacrilege and atrocities. And when we committed that, the gods that were supposed to protect our land withdrew. Then the Fulanis could enter now, enter our bushes, and everything now started going anyhow. So what they do is they keep us in desperation, in hunger. That was what they did in 1967. They kept us in hunger and desperation so that we would use our own hand to destroy our own self and cause our gods to cause Chukwokike to be angry with us. So before you know it, our people became desperate. They started doing evil things. They started shedding blood. They started being desperate to make ends meet. When they started doing that, the God who is protecting our land was being protected by God. That was why the Fulanis could not enter before. When there was an invasion, they couldn't enter. But now when they now pushed us to the point of hunger, desperation, we now started living anyhow in our place. No culture, no rules, no regulations, everything being done anyhow. Suddenly our land became corrupted. The God Chukwukike himself now withdrew. His angels that were protecting each community, he has assigned to each community, now withdrew. That is how Fulanis now entered our land. So the British and the contraption, they know what they are doing. They know that when they keep us hungry, that is why they keep their colonies hungry. They keep them continually in perpetual poverty. So in fact, in penury, not even poverty, not even abject poverty, because penury is the third grade, is the highest grade. From poverty to abject poverty to penury, that is another level. When they keep you in penury, you become desperate. And especially when you are gifted and you are gifted intelligent, it becomes more frustrating when you are gifted and intelligent and you are smart and yet you're not making anything. It's frustrating. If you're not gifted and intelligent, you just know that you're just there. All you just think, oh, I need to get something to eat, and they love that. You're not thinking of something to make. You're not thinking of something to achieve. You're not thinking of something to really do for humanity, because that intelligence is not there. But when you are intelligent and smart, you become more frustrated because you have so many ideas and you can't accomplish them, and you become frustrated. Igbos are like that, smart and intelligent, but nothing they couldn't move forward, and so they became desperate, because at that point in time you want to really achieve, and because you want to achieve, you become so desperate. And when it is not controlled, because it leads you into frustration. Once frustration is not controlled, you become oppressed. You become oppressed by that frustration. When you become oppressed and it is not controlled, it leads into possession. That is when people begin to go into criminal acts. Look at what that guy did, that Levy, so-called Levy. What's his name? I was looking at the video and he was talking about how they want to set him up. And when they say, what did they plant in your compound? He was finding it hard to mention because he knows he is guilty. Looking at him alone, you know he is lying. And the interesting thing is that he could even talk about God in heaven will vindicate you when you're on the right path. He's talking about being on the right path, and he is lying, obviously. Now, let me tell you what we need to do, because the purpose of this video, I just said all these things to enlighten you. Now, I want to go to the things we need to do in our communities. I started saying this yesterday. I've been saying it before when we were together, with Simon and Co. And then when I left there, they were not doing what we were supposed to do. They were thinking of showing themselves and making money. I left that place and I came into the accountability and transparency. We started our program and we started fine. We were thinking of doing this stuff and I put plans together. We looked at it, everybody liked it. We were thinking of doing some stuff, and some people whom the evil ones have entered their minds came again and started destroying things. Now we are just everywhere looking at ourselves. But I want to speak to every community in Biafraland. Please, if you have this video, cut this part and send to the communities, the leaders in Biafraland, the community leaders. I'm not talking about the politicians, because the politicians are part of many of them, in fact 99% of them are part of the ritual killings going on, including the new ones, politicians coming up, and the old that are active. They are part of the ritual killings. They are working with some people whom they have given, some people purpose is to carry out evil on their behalf in the communities. They are very evil. Not just the politicians, some business people. You see most of those houses you see in Biafraland, and it's like you'll be wondering why this big house is here and nothing is happening in it. Something is happening that you don't know. Something is happening. In the first place, what are you building a big house for? What is it for? You want to house your whole village? Is it not you and your children? Or you think your children, your great grand, your generations to come will want to live in that house because they want to build better things? So why would somebody in the first place build something massive, and they build it and you begin to wonder? Some of them that are not even massive have some evil going on in them. So we must understand this as the first point. There are evils in every community, evils, cultists in our communities. There are cultists in our communities. We must understand this. And they are people that you don't suspect. Just like people are saying, oh, Kingsley, we didn't believe that he is this, we didn't believe that he is that. You don't need to believe, you don't need to see, you don't need to know, because the heart of man is desperately wicked. Who can know it? That's what God said. That's what the scripture said. The heart of man is desperately wicked. Who can know it? It's only God that knows the heart of man. He told Samuel that you look on the outward appearance. Man look on the outward appearance. You look at people, you see them smile, you see them looking, oh wow, wonderful, looking good. Why you see that Kingsley? Go to his the one they call Lion King, the one that wanted to kidnap the girl that before the luck ran out of them. Look at him on social media. They said he's so religious. On his car, on his shop, at his doorpost, on his shop, in his car, everywhere, he has stickers of the church he attends. He's always talking religion, making people believe in religion, and of course, religious people are evil, because religion is itself is evil. Religion is a tool of control. Now, you look at him; he's looking so wonderful until you begin to see the things they do. Now, in each community, first understand that everybody is a suspect. That is the first law. I'll begin to give laws. Now post them one after the other. Laws of uncovering the killers in our communities. First law of uncovering the killers in our community. Second law of uncovering. I'll begin to give laws. And from this now, I'll begin to give some ideas, because people need to know this. People need to understand all of this stuff, and then we do the right thing. Now let me tell you, the first thing we have to know is that in our communities, there are evils going on in our communities. The first thing you have to know. There are evils going on in our communities, both in the remote places and in the big places where you have big houses, and in the places where you have their little houses. You see some of these will have little big houses. They have some places that look like an old place where they still leave it like that the way it is. Something evil is going on, or inside of the big house. Just know that number one, we have evil things going in your community, so your community is not spared. You have to understand that every young person, every youth, every adult, every older person in every community must understand this. Second, you must understand that everybody is a suspect, including the one you love and you hate, the one close to you, the one far from you. Everybody is a suspect. That doesn't mean that you start treating people like enemies. No, you just know in your heart that anybody could be part of this. So that would make you, put you on alert on your mind. In your mind, you become alerted that anybody could be doing something evil. So you'll be watching out. You will naturally be watching out for it. 3, you must understand that to solve the problem of the situation, that's the ritual killings and the evil going on in your community, there's a need for unity in your community. That means all of you must come together with one voice. We want to solve this problem. We want to know what is happening. We have heard of children getting lost in our communities. We have heard of children being kidnapped. We have heard of evil. We have heard of killings. We have heard of this. We have heard of that. So now we want to solve this problem. Let's come together as a family. For God's sake, why are you guys always quarreling and fighting, and all you do is quarrel about land and quarrel about one tree, about one thing, about stealing from somebody's farm, and all of this nonsense that is going on in our communities, in the villages? What is really going on in our communities? Can't you guys, these old people, I don't know, they are evil, they are transferring it to the younger children. Can't they just come to understand that from childhood, when they started, this old man, all these elders in the village, from when you started to now, you have not even gained anything. Rather, you have become old, and now you are going to your grave, and yet you couldn't achieve more because you were not working together in unity. So, does won't that teach you to understand that what you need to do now is to bring the young people in your communities together, especially the young ones, and make them understand the value of togetherness and the losses they can gain, they can get from being disunited based on your life as an experience and as precedence to them. We try to make these things work in our communities, for God's sake. What is going on? Let's begin to get the young ones together and then the older ones together. And then the first thing is the security. We want to solve this problem. How do we know? How do we know who is bad and who is evil? We must now, of course, in the communities, you will know the people. You might not know them 100%, but you will definitely know the people you can choose and pick for such kind of assignment. You bring them together. You want to form a vigilante in your community. And that vigilante, everybody will be watching everybody's back. That vigilante would not be arranged by politicians. I know they would want to come and hijack. No, it is the community program. Even if they are going to be those local councillors who want to also be part of it, you tell them, yes, you are here, but it is the community that will pick and fund and plan and execute this vigilante project. And then you get these guys, select the best hands. Make sure that you are ready to make their lives comfortable, because they need to be at a comfortable position to work for the community. Then you set them all, give them specific assignments, get different departments in that vigilante group. Not just people who just carry gun, hunter gun, and begin to walk around. No, it's not all about moving around and carry gun. No, it is about investigation. It is about being a detective. It's about being sensitive. It's about also understanding how to handle such situation, especially when you find an emergency. There are different compartments to it. Get them now. To get them trained and put in these compartments, you need professionals, people who are veterans, who have been in the Biafra war before and who are experienced, who can tell you some stuff about how they went, especially if you have them in your community, or those ones who are also in your communities but they are living abroad, or they are in Biafraland, who have experience of security, who have experience of military activities and all of that, who are also very, very, that you can trust them. You get them also to be part of it. Their job is to train these ones. Now you will have those who are training them physically and also receiving instructions from these ones who are far, who cannot come physically, or who once a while can come from abroad also. If they don't come from there, they can give their ideas on how these people can be trained. They train them specifically and make them understand. See, make it look like an indoctrination, just like the Fulanis are indoctrinating their people to kill. You indoctrinate your people to secure your community. Indoctrinate them to love your people, love your community, and secure your community. It's an indoctrination. Indoctrination can be positive and negative. So when the evil ones are using it for negativity, let's use it for positivity. Let's indoctrinate our people. Indoctrinate the vigilantes to understand that this is the service to the people and the God of our land. So that the God of the land will start protecting the land again. So that the enemies will not invade us. Because if they invade, they will not know who is enemy, who is good, and who is. They will come in for everybody. So we must understand that the unity now is important. So you make them, when you organize this vigilante, then you put them specifically. They must, every vehicle that moves around in your community, you just make sure that they check vehicles. They have a checking point. When vehicle is entering your community, they check vehicles. They check their boots, check what they have. Very important. Because it has come to that point where not just look and wave, hey, Odogu, then they give you money, then they drive and pass. No. They have a point in your community, entrance point and exit point. There's an entrance, there's an exit. You have security men there, the vigilantes there, aside those ones who are moving around and going from one place to the other, observing buildings, observing communities, observing places, and and all of that. Those ones whose job is to search vehicles and keke and other things as they pass, not to collect money from them. No dime collected. But when vehicles pass, they must check their boots and know what they have. How many vehicles pass in your communities? They're not much. So their job is to see who is coming in and who is going out of the community. Who is coming in and who is going out. And then you have a sovereign fund purse for that project. That sovereign purse would have about 6 signatories, 3 ladies or and 2 men, and 3 men, 3 ladies, or 2 men, 2 ladies. However you want to do it, let it be at least more than 4 people being signatories, and that money will not be in the account of an individual. To be a community account. If you are from Omawa or Imerienwe, it's a Imerienwe community account, security community account. That before money is taken out there, the people will be told. The people know that we have 10 people, or we have 50 people who are working as security or vigilante in this community, and this is how much we are paying them. Transparent. This is how much we are paying them. Now everybody is going to be paying, both home and abroad will be paying into this purse so amount monthly, 5,000 monthly, 10,000 monthly, and then this is how much we are paying the vigilantes. This is how much we are going to be using for their daily upkeep or getting their weaponry. This is the money we're keeping for weaponry. These are the things we're doing. We're buying this and that and all of that and getting them. We are upgrading our security architecture, setting up our structure, and this money will be used for this. And anything that is done, anything that is bought, is written down, and every meeting it's announced to the people. This is how much we have spent. This is what we paid for security this period. This is what we paid for salaries. This is what we expended for buying weaponry. This is what we did. Like that. Once every community becomes secure, the power is in our hands. The power is in our hands. I won't tell you what we can use that power for, but that power is massive. Not for destruction, but for the good of the whole nation of Biafra. Very, very important. We need to set this vigilante strongly in our communities. Very, very important. But what are we doing? We should rise up now. It is time to do that. Reach out to your community leaders. Reach out to the people that you know that could reach the community leaders if you are far away from them, if you are abroad. Reach out. There's a need for a very strong and formidable community policing. Not by the government, by the people. Because, you see, every day in vehicles, some people have been tied in a boot and put in there. They can't shout. They are passing through communities. They are wishing somebody in that community will stop that vehicle and search the vehicle. They are crying. They are wishing. They are wishing. They know their death has come. They are wishing something will happen now that will expose the people that have captured them. Everybody turn a blind eye because we are careless. And all we do, we hail the person. The evil person will still pass, and we hail the person. This is why we are not moving forward. This is why our land is being invaded. Because we are so concerned about what we want to get, and we continue to patronize evil. But I want to tell you that the time has come for us to really solve this problem. The time has come for us to really solve this problem. I want to talk to Biafrans. Please, it is important. Every community, you can imagine every community doing this. You can imagine how many men we can raise in every community. You can imagine how many security men we will have in our land. Because we have the resources in the communities to solve these problems. We have people abroad who could give good monies. We have people. You can even make it very easy. The people who are the normal workers in the community, in the villages, they pay a particular money, maybe 5,000 or so. Then those ones who are another level, who own companies and all of that, who are on another level, they pay so amount, higher money. Those ones who are abroad, who could afford very good, they pay by the levels, and it is transparently written, managed by transparent. Not say they just take paper and write something like my village. What they were doing, they would just, when they contribute money for that meeting, somebody would just write it in paper. No account. Then when they were asking them to bring records for auditing, they started running health scattered. In fact, they started. My father is an auditor, financial auditor. He started asking for the records for him to audit. The person who is there is actually a brother. It's actually a cousin. He is the head of the community. He's the chairman of the committee. When stories started coming up, my father said, okay, bring the books, let me audit. He now began to make my father his enemy. He now began to set up doing this and doing that, going around, trying to set him up and all of that. These are the things we're talking about. But we don't need all these things. We don't need all of this nonsense. We don't need all of this nonsense. That is why the Fulanis can come into our land. That is why they are doing what they're doing. Because they know they can actually deal with us. Because they know they can mess us up. Because they know they can mess us up. And when we allow them to mess us up by our actions and inactions and our behaviors, then we have given them an edge over us. They know they can mess us up because they know we have shot ourselves on the foot. They made us to begin to do the things we are doing. We became hungry, we started killing ourselves, shedding innocent blood. And you think we're going to survive it? No. We must change the narrative. The curse must be taken away. But this is the time to do that, to break the curse and to take it away. We must take action. And that action must begin now. Start with the community policing. I want us to do this. It is important. I want us to share this broadcast. Share it on all your social media platforms. Please, if you when you like this video, it helps people, your friends and social media contacts to see the video. And when you subscribe, it helps YouTube to publish it more. These are the two things that these things do. That's why I always talk about subscription and liking. They are very, very important. Let's go to work. As the message comes, God uses somebody to say the message. Your job is to share it. When you have the opportunity also, you say the message and send and share. When we share for you also, that is what we should be doing now. And the time is now. I want to appreciate you. Please don't joke with this message. Very, very important. The things I've said in this 41 minutes right now, 42 minutes, are so crucial from the beginning to the end. Please share so others can hear it. It's important, and we must end the madness that's happening in our communities. Thank you so much. I love you all. Enjoy the rest of your weekend. Today is the 31st of May, Saturday, 31st of May, I think 31st, right? Yes, of May 2025, and of course it's noon. It's past noon, or it's about 2. I don't know what the time is now. Let me see. In Biafraland now, I think the time is 2:08 now in Biafraland. Today is the last day of the month, so I want to appreciate you guys. So please share far and wide. Thank you so much. I love you all. Chukwu bless you.